Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be showing you how you can win only half of your trades and still become very profitable. Now, I want to touch on this topic because a lot of people, especially if you're a little bit newer into trading, you haven't really built too much experience, you have old programming, and a lot of this programming just really comes from the schooling system or just other upbringings in life, where if we want to become good or worthy or successful, we need to be right more than wrong a lot more, right? In school, people are taught, hey, you need to get B's and A's at least if you want to be successful, which means you have to score 80%, 90% plus on your tests, on your grades. And that is something that does not translate to some of the most lucrative industries in terms of how much money you can make. If you look at, forget even trading, I love to relate to sports. If you look at somebody that plays basketball or even baseball, the most paid athletes in these sports, they're not expected to perform at high percentages all the time. Sure, you're gonna have days where baseball or basketball players, they can literally hit every ball, make every shot, and that's awesome, but the reality is that's not their averages. And that's what we gotta really understand about ourselves as traders in terms of performance. What is our average? Now, again, if you're somebody like the greatest shooter of all time, like Stephen Curry, you're shooting anywhere from 40 to 50%, right, from the field, from three-point range, and now you're one of the greatest, if not the greatest shooter of all time, in the Hall of Fame, guaranteed, multiple championships won, all that. Same thing with baseball. Some of the greatest hitters are only really expected to bat 3 out of 10 times correctly, right? Hitting 3 out of 10 balls. And they're multi-millionaires. So why does that, counter everything that we're taught? Well, that's why we have to really check our perspective and really understand what is realistic, doable, and what will actually account for success if we're trading. So I'm going to show you again how we can basically have a 50% win rate and still make money in the market. So I'm going to be looking at 10 setups. Obviously, I can nitpick different parts of time and show you, but for the sake of time in this video, we're just going to look at a sample size, all right, of about 10 trades taken on a strategy where I'm basically looking at breakouts of these specific ranges that I have preset here. So I'm going to turn on these risk to reward indicators to show you the 10 trades within this sample size, and ultimately how 5 of them won, 5 of them lost, but overall money is made. Now, the secret to this is going to be in risk to reward. Again, a lot of people, what they want is to be thinking, hey, I just want to make every trade be a right trade. I need to be correct on every analysis that I do. I cannot really see myself losing trades or being wrong, because if not, it's going to kill my confidence. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I have to change something next time I trade. And that's not the case, right? When it comes to trading, we are simply looking at it from a probabilistic standpoint. We need to look at sample sizes and realize that with our edge or our strategy, we're expected to win some, lose some, but overall come out on top. So it's really two major things that we have to look at when we are assessing our results as traders, which is our win rate and our risk to reward. So again, win rate, we're going to look at just 50%. Now, I know that if you're watching this, if you're a trader, you may not feel confident to win 9 out of 10 trades, 8 out of 10 trades. I know I'm not. I'll be the first one to tell you. But I feel I can really do 5 out of 10. And here's the thing, guys. You can even, with this strategy and with these results you're going to see here, with risk to reward in mind, win even as low as 3 or 4 out of 10 trades and still be at minimum breaking even or making some profit. So this is very powerful, and this will actually completely shift your trading psychology, which is one of the biggest hindrances to anybody that's a trader, myself included, where we get in our heads, we psych ourselves out, and we feel like something's wrong, we need to change things, when you may not have to do that at all right? So again, let's look at this strategy, which I will continue to release content and really, show people how they can adopt this. But that's going to be for another video. Essentially, this is going to be a breakout of specific ranges that we already have set here with this preset indicator. So we have this, you get the point, all of these red zones, okay? And essentially, once we start breaking out of these zones, we're going to go for 3-to-1 setups and allow the market to move. Doesn't matter, we're not moving our stop losses to break even, we're not closing partials, we're not doing anything. And in fact, you're gonna see multiple examples here where you would have still actually made more profit and ended up reversing and hitting stop loss. And even then, this is still a profitable system, targeting either 3-to-1 risk to rewards or hitting stop loss. Nothing in between. So trade number one, we see that we get the immediate breakout. We slip into a little bit of drawdown and then eventually start making nice pushes towards the 3-to-1. We basically tap it and start reversing from there. So this is win number one. All right. So we're going to mark this with a green check. We won this trade. All right. Second trade out of the sample size, breaking out of the high of this range right here, immediately diving into profit. I mean, this was one of those trades that was very easy, jumps in almost right away, hits TP. We are now up on trade number two. So another green check mark right here. Let's look at trade number three. Again, we break out of the high here. Boom, smack 3-to-1. So now we're up 3 trades, 0 losses. If you're risking 1% per trade, this is 3, 6, and 9% already booked back to back trades. So wow, you know, an amazing start. Okay, you know, things are going perfect at this point. Psychologically, you're like, man, we got this in the bag, we're not losing any trades, whatever the case is, right? Until boom, right here we break out and immediately start to reverse, and then we end up hitting stop loss right here. Guys, this is already a loss that we're gonna book over here. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and say, okay, we're 3-1 now. Okay, next trade, I haven't marked up this one yet. We are buying above the high right here, and same thing, right? We are going into slight profit. We get about maybe 2-to-1 risk reward, end up dumping off and hitting stop loss on this trade. All right. So now we are 3 wins, and now we have had back-to-back losses. Again, for anybody trading, a back-to-back loss doesn't feel good, right? Next trade, we're gonna go ahead and take a sell right here, targeting 3-to-1. This is also another loss. So we're gonna go ahead and mark that up. So we started off really hot, right? We started off very, very hot. We had 3 wins, and now we've had 3 losses in a row. But here it gets even better, right? We're gonna go ahead and mark up this one, where we go ahead and actually move into profit. Again, another almost 2-to-1. It ends up reversing, right? And this one really drags on. You can see that it doesn't really hit stop loss for quite some time, but that one eventually becomes a loss. At this point, we are now 4 losses in a row. So we were up 9%. Now we are down to 5% gain, but we're still profitable. Imagine losing 4 trades in a row. A lot of people would be freaking out, thinking that, oh my God, I'm not gonna make any money, whatever the case is, right? But again, we're still up 5% profit. So here we go. Next trade, we're gonna jump into the breakout here, go up halfway to TP1, and then we're gonna reverse and hit stop loss again. Guys, 5 trades in a row, you would think it's the end of the world, but it gets even better. We actually have 2 more trades that go and hit stop. And at this point, things look hopeless, right? I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades in a row that actually hit stop loss. So you are 3 trades winning and then 7 losses in a row. But guess what? You're still up 2%. How is it possible that you can have 7 losses in a row and still be profitable? Again, these risk to rewards have really compensated for a lot of losses. And then finally, we come through and we smack a nice 3-to-1 risk to reward here. And we are finally out of this losing streak. So again, up 9%, minus 7, we're up 2. Now we're back to 5% in profit. Here, next trade gets taken. We are slightly into profit. And then we hit stop loss. And then next trade, we have a breakout of the high over here. And this is where we'll conclude. But essentially this one goes and we smack TPs on this setup. All right. So let's total it up, right? So originally, you know, again, we were planning to just go over 10 trades. I went over a little bit, right? But let's count how many trades here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trades. All right, 13 trades back to back to back. And so if we total up the wins and the losses here, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. So 5 wins, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses. Oh. All right, 8 losses. Now, assume we risk 1% per setup. That means that we have 5 wins times the 3% that we make from these 3-to-1s, which is 15% gain, minus the, what is it, 8 losses, right? 8 losses at 1% is a minus 8%. So if we do the math, 15 minus 8 is 7% gain. 7% gain. And I want you to keep in mind something here that is very, very powerful. And that is that we, with this system, didn't even move our stop losses to break even. I'm just simply targeting 3-to-1s or hitting stop loss. A lot of these trades went for 2-to-1, 1-to-1s before they ended up actually reversing. So what does that mean? If you are more experienced and you actually can make more judgment calls, a lot of the trades that you could have actually avoided having those full 1% losses, maybe you secured a 2%, maybe you secured a 1%, maybe at least you went break even, you can minimize this. But I'm just showing you because this is not even 50% win rate. This is 5 out of 13 trades. 5 divided by 13 is 38% win rate. 38% win rate. A lot of people would see 38% win rate and be like, this guy sucks at trading. This guy literally does not know what he's doing. But this is pure math, right? This is not my opinion. This is not me trying to find a way to justify anything. This is simply 1 + 1 = 2, right? We already saw with when you have risk to reward on your side and you trust your edge to continuously play out enough times, you're profitable. And for a lot of people, 7% gain in the course of 13 trades, right? Again, assuming you didn't even, basically stop half of these losses from happening, you could have really made more. But 7% win rate basically passes almost a phase 1 for a prop firm and basically passes any phase 2. So really assess, guys, what you're doing today as traders and how you're approaching your results, and really, why you should incorporate higher risk to reward setups and this probabilistic thinking into your personal trading, because this is going to absolutely fix a lot of the psychological issues and false expectations that you may have. Because I'm telling you right now, this rough patch right here will actually blow an account for somebody. It will make somebody question their career as a trader, because again, we have false expectations. We don't have enough experience to realize that any trading system, any methodology is going to have winning streaks, losing streaks, and then kind of going back and forth. But for me, the ultimate, key X factor thing is we got to make triple or more per trade setup to compensate for losses that are going to happen in any system. All right. So I hope that this was a valuable lesson to some of you who, maybe haven't really done their due diligence of understanding the numbers when it comes to trading, as far as your performance, what you can achieve and what is realistic expectations, right? Again, you can have great winning streaks, but you're gonna have rough patches. You're gonna have losing streaks. But when you have proper risk management, when you keep a consistent risk, and when you make sure you allow your system to book 2 to 3 plus times the profit when you win versus your losses, it takes care of itself. All right. So guys, cheers to you for making only 38% win rate and still being up 7%, more than 90 something percent of traders out there. So I look forward to, helping you guys in future videos. If you found this helpful, if you found this encouraging, I want you guys to go ahead and drop a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, as I will continue to really help you in your trading journey. And with that said, I'll see you on the next one.